Does it take skill to go from the bowels of D-list anonymity to the above A-list royal status? Is it simply luck, the best hustle? I think Meghan can give a masterclass in that. And we're going to explore a little bit about what this woman had to do to marry a dumb prince. Hello, beautiful people. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and yes, comment, leave comments. Because we're going to go a little bit into details about what Meghan Markle had to do to bag Harry. For example, if you start looking at her whole life from the beginning, this is a woman that from childhood, by Mr. Markle's own words, was his princess. She's my little princess. So this woman was raised thinking that she was better than everybody else. Her narcissism, whether knowingly or unknowingly, was fed by this notion. I know that we all tell our children, you're the best, but I didn't grow up telling Henrico, you're the king, you're a king, you're the better than everybody. I've always told him to work hard. If he puts his mind at things, he'll get them through, and that I will always support him, But I don't like to him about, oh, you're going to be the best, you're going to be, yeah, I always say to you, you were great. You were awesome, you kicked ass. But I will not be feeding constantly the notion that he is king, that he, of course I tell him I'm here always for you. So knowingly or unknowingly, Mr. Markle fed the beast. And let me tell you something. When he did that commercial, when he suggested to Meghan Markle with the class project to write a letter for that soap commercial, and she didn't get a response. He didn't just say, well, maybe, it got lost, or, don't worry, you still tried and you did your best. No, he went out of his way to get a friend who worked at Nickelodeon to do a commercial featuring his little princess, so she would not feel slighted and that she would get a response. So from an early age, Mr. Markle conditioned Meghan Markle that whatever she wants, she gets. And if she doesn't get it, he's going to lie to let her think that she got it. Her idols were not Aretha Franklin or even Oprah. It was Andy McDowell, whom she emulated with her haircut, because she saw herself in Andy McDowell. So this woman grows up thinking that she deserves everything. So no wonder she's bitter about the fact that she's not getting it, because her father has probably told her all her life that she's the most amazing, the most talented person on earth. On earth. I'm not blaming Mr. Markle, but it's just a fact that, she already had that seed of narcissism, but it was well fed. It wasn't held in check. It was fed. Do this, do that. And I'm sure Mr. Markle knew she was lying, because even by her own admissions, remember that video where she's driving around when she's 17 and she says she's not talking to her father. So she knows that there are issues there. We know that there were issues there. So at some point, Mr. Markle must have realized that she's a liar, because this kind of lying behavior doesn't happen overnight. This is a lifetime. I mean, the ease in which she lies, the ease and the gaslighting that she does. So this woman grows around, and she's in an environment that she goes into acting. She only wants the best for herself. That's okay. She goes into acting, but she's not talented. She's not talented at all. And she gets angry because she's not getting the parts that in her head, her father has told her she should be getting, or she's been conditioned to believe that she's going to be getting all these amazing things because she is that amazing. So what does she do? How did she get to Harry? I don't think particularly she was trying to get to Harry. I think she was trying to get to a very rich husband, probably Andrew, because she was around Eugenie and Beatrice and Fergie for a long time. We know that since 2013, at least, or 2014, prior to her meeting Harry, she was working the Soho House pavement really, really hard. So let's explore a little bit about this, because I just find it incredible. So what are the ABCs for Meghan, for a woman like Meghan to bag a prince? So what Meghan Markle does as a good hunter who's looking at a very weak prey is A, find and define. She found and defined her target, which was Harry. She found someone who could get her into the environment in which he moved. In this case, it's Marcus Anderson, who basically was the spider that got her through all of Prince Harry's friends, including his family, Eugenie, Beatrice, Fergie, and Prince Andrew. She created a whole new persona for herself. In order to be able to fit in that environment, she wanted to infiltrate in order to acquire her target. You get this person to introduce you or allow you to hang around their hotspot. And you network your way through, because you know it's not going to be easy. So it takes time, it takes grit, it takes determination to be able to claw your way out of that D-list of known gutter. Yes. Then you study your prey. You study this prey very well. You research everything about what you want to do. You study his weakness, his biggest weakness. In this case, Harry had two, which is his mother and his envy of his brother and the fact that he was not number one. So Meghan got him to have a shared common enemy where she's also the victim. It's actually pretty clever. And then, of course, she screwed their brains out of him. But it's nothing new. But, you know, it's all these things combined. So this is a master class on deception, grift, hustle. Pretty good. The problem is that Harry is on his way out and he doesn't know it. So I wonder who's going to be husband number 4. That will be interesting. Clearly, Meghan was a woman of many, many talents. I mean, she had a one line at General Hospital, then she had a non-speaking appearance again at General Hospital. You know, she did that BJ scene at 90210, and then she did this movie where she's pulling the pants off the guy to do something to him, and of course her breakthrough role in Suits. How can we forget that? How can we? And of course, what do? You imitate the dead mother that he completely adores in every sense of the word. I mean, it is very creepy. What she really did first is she got into Soho House. Once she got into Soho House and she was surrounded by all these amazing A-listers, including Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, you know, and the likes of those people, can you imagine thinking in your head that you are better than all of them? They just haven't given you a break, because she probably thinks they're all envy her talents. That's how things are in a narcissist's head. She thinks everybody envies her talents. This is why she justifies herself. I'm not black enough. I'm not white enough. She comes up with excuses and as to why she hasn't had a break. She's too beautiful. She's too talented. They all envy her. Anyways, so yes, she's around all these people And my money is that she had her sights on Andrew. I really do believe that she had her sights on Andrew. You know, so she starts surrounding herself with this, but Andrew doesn't like her. She has Fergie, because then she has Fergie, you know, Eugenie. She's seen how Andrew is friendly with Fergie. My money was that she was hoping to marry Andrew and be another Duchess of York and just go back to America, put up with this. Because let's look at Meghan Markle. Let's look at her relationships. How many times has this woman been married? Some people, you know, let's analyze that, because it comes from everything. We have to look at what she's done with the men in her life that have served her no purpose, and how she used them to get to where she is right now, including Harry. From the time she got to Toronto, which is when she started hanging out the Soho House with Marcus Anderson, from being a working girl for the Soho House, you know, walk the carpets, entertain the VIPs. She's an amazing networker. She got Jessica Mulroney to introduce her to the right people. She got Misha Nunu. I mean, again, she was in an environment that a far dumber hustler would have never managed to survive. And you needed stomach to survive, because entertaining VIPs must not be very, very easy. It can't be. So once she was there, it was easy. And when she got Prince Harry's date, getting the date was the hard part. Getting him to meet her was the hard part. On July 31st, 2016, they had already been Instagramming each other and talking to each other, because of course Meghan in 2015, when she was in Turkey, I believe, at the grand opening of the Soho House, and Harry was there. I am pretty sure that she shifted her priority from Prince Andrew to Harry. And she started working towards that. How did she do that? She started changing her profile. Instead of being the deal or no deal girl, she got a new agent. She asked the agent to please get her humanitarian things, gigs at like the UN, like this and that. Because let's not forget that the TIG was all about socializing upper end things of traveling, and what I think of it, you know, it was luxury things. It was sponsorship things. It was not humanitarian stuff. That changed very quickly at around mid-2015, that she started building her profile. She started building her profile from mid-2015, but it took her less than a year, guys, to get to that date. It takes, you know, it really takes grit, stomach, to go through. God knows what she had to go through to get to that date. She knew she had it in the bag when she got to that date. She knew it. She knew it. Of course, now we have Trevor Engelson, who was with her for 10 years. 10 years he was with her. It is something of, and she dumped him over DHL. Sent her a letter, you know, a registered letter with the ring back after he got her the suits thing. I mean, now unfortunately for Trevor, I think she was cheating on him already in Suits, because that's Meghan Markle's pattern. And the way you see it is that there's pictures everywhere at the beginning of the relationship. She gets pictures taken there. She love bombs them like crazy. Oh, I love you. 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 And then the pictures stop and she ghosts them. And then we have Corey Vitello, a very talented chef who was in the social scene. And of course, after she met Jessica Mulroney, she gets access to this hot, up-and-coming white Italian boy who knows everybody, who's super social, super nice. And she love bombs him. I mean, she even does a little part where she does Meghan in Toronto, and she does a little stint that she's sitting in the Harvard room, which Corey Vitello founded. Of that amazing restaurant. I recommend it if you go to Toronto. So she love bombs them. There's pictures of them everywhere. you know. And then, of course, the picture ceases and she ghosts him or she dumps him because she met somebody better who can give her what she wants. This is what happens with Meghan. That's the pattern. Many have said that she was cheating on Corey, and I think even Corey said, I'm not sure, that Meghan cheated on him with this golfer who showed up late at the golf tournament because of Meghan from the night before. And he actually even tweeted, you know, that it was the best. He didn't regret not showing up at the, or he didn't regret showing up late at the tournament. So whether that's true, most likely, but that's just my opinion, you know. And of course, Corey confronted her and she denied it. Clearly because the golfer's not stupid and he wouldn't have anything serious to do with her. And then, of course, it's Harry. Now, Harry was an easier target. You would think that he wasn't, but he actually was an easier target. Because by the time Meghan Markle got to Harry, or was introduced to Harry, she had already infiltrated his entire network. His friends, close friends, his family, his favorite cousins, Eugenie and Beatrice. She was at the place. She hung out at the place that he hung out the most. The Soho House owner was one of their best friends. Marcus Anderson saw to it that she got to meet people, the right people. Once she got to meet him, all she had to do was smell like Princess Diana, look like Princess Diana, and be Princess Diana, and tell him how awesome he was. Meghan knew that once that date was in the bag, she got him. She got him. Just like Obama said, we got him about Bin Laden. I shouldn't be laughing about that. But that's pretty much it. So to summarize, what do you have to do to bag a dumb prince? It might take you a year, like it took her. Meghan Markle literally took her about a year. Because they were Instagramming prior to that, trying to convince the guy, you know, about it. And finally, her friend came through and she got the date. I mean, after the date, Harry hadn't even, I think he had just started rolling his joint and drinking his tequila when Meghan was already bombing, calling him, video calling him. Not a regular call, a video call, because she wanted to make sure that he would see her visually. The visual effects were very important. Since he couldn't smell her mother's perfume anymore, she had to make sure that he would see her. And she had to secure a second date to seal the deal, which was the very next day. So, to recap, you study your prey really well. You infiltrate his network of friends. You do whatever it takes to manage to get a date, even if she had to do things that were unthinkable, but to secure that date. Once that date is there, you wear the dead mother's perfume, you tell him it's great, and you get a common enemy or a common experience. How is this common experience? Just like Harry had his Prince William, Meghan made sure that she had her Catherine, because she started basically saying that she was Catherine's victim, that Catherine was not being nice, that Catherine was doing this, that Catherine was doing that. So she managed to get a shared experience of victimhood from Catherine, just like he was getting from Prince William. So Harry could actually say, wait a minute, I'm going through that. What he thinks is going through in his mind, because obviously nobody had done anything to this ginger wanker. But in his mind, he is the victim. And she recognized that. Now what we're seeing is that, remember how before there were pictures of Harry everywhere with Meghan Markle? I mean, she was angry that the palace would not allow her to post pictures or talk about their relationship. And then she went on Vanity Fair cover, you know, I think it was Vanity Fair, where they did that cover wild about Harry. And the palace was really angry. But she goes and does that. She was trying to get her hustle. Whether she ended up marrying Harry or not, she was going to get her 5 minutes or 15 minutes of fame
of being Harry's ex-girlfriend or whatever it was, because that opened some doors. She would have never been on the cover of Vanity Fair, I think it was. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Had it not been for the fact that Harry had said that she was his girlfriend. And everybody suddenly wanted to know this unknown D-lister as to who she was. The problem was that her story did not match, but she had been clever. She had hired a new agent who got her a gig at speaking at the UN, the Rwanda trip that she did. And she was also very smart by not dumping Corey until she had secured Harry. Make no mistake, there was absolutely no doubt on Meghan Markle's mind that she had backed Harry. And her complex of superiority, that she's better than everybody. That she really thinks she's better than everybody, made Harry feel less than. And lucky that he was with her. So we have this woman who's love bombing Harry. You're a racist. You're this, you're that. I can give you that. And at the same time, she's love bombing him and making him feel bad. That's how narcissists work. Oh my God, I didn't know you could pull that dress off. I would never wear that. And you are left wondering, wait a minute, was that a compliment? So yeah, so she love bombs Harry while at the same time making digs at him, while making herself Catherine's victim. Because for this hustle to work, she also has to have a similar experience, shared experience with Harry. Because she has studied him. I'm like your mother. She dresses like your mother. It is actually a pretty good hustle, because this is in 2016. And then in 2017, the engagement announcement was made, I believe. And then by 2018, she's married. This is actually pretty fast, given the fact that they were long distance. So the rule about not being more than 2 weeks apart, that was by her, because she needed to exercise control over this man. But now, Harry is in the devalue stage of a narcissistic person like Meghan Markle. Now, they're doing a lot of events separately. They're doing so many events separately. You cannot catch him with a new picture. It's hard to catch a picture of the both of them. And the one who's singing praises mostly is Harry, not Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle is getting her awards. Meghan Markle is doing that. Archwell was supposed to be a project, a joint project for Harry and Meghan to do together. And yet it ended up being only Meghan. There are barely any pictures of them together. She makes sure she goes to high-profile events of his, because she knows that even now, he commands more attention for being a prince. But she's devaluing him. She has made sure she's put herself up as a victim. We have Shola saying that, oh, Meghan Markle, she's not coming to the coronation. She's inspirational. She's a powerful woman because she said no to the most powerful family. She's not coming to the biggest party in the world because she has self-worth. So what does that make Harry? It's not standing by his wife. Make no mistake, Harry already doesn't have to be at the coronation. People are wrongly saying, oh, he had to be. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to be at the coronation. He could stand by his wife in principle. But Meghan Markle is insistent he comes because she's already devaluing him. We know that first she love bombs him. Then there's pictures everywhere. When they've served her purpose, she starts disconnecting, disassociating herself from these men. But she only does that when she has somebody else in her sights that can give her something more than the previous victim. So my money is that she has somebody already in her sights. What do you guys think? I mean, we have to give it to her that she managed to find somebody dumber than she did in a position of power and marry him, who has taken her way beyond that she ever thought possible. The problem is that in spite of the fact that he got her a ticket to the Hollywood A-list door, she threw it away. She threw it away. She hasn't been able to walk through that door and be welcome. Please let me know what you think.